All right, so here we go. Now, last week, I think I have asked you to copy these things down, like before we draw that particular diagram regarding the email, right? So after that, we draw the particular diagram regarding this, which is describing the CCs and BCCs, right? Copy and the carbon copy and the blind carbon copy. Because I'm very sorry for this, right? I have to answer this. Right. Okay. Sorry for that. And now today we are going to talk about the instance messages and the other services which is given by the internet, right? So IM is something which is very familiar for us. Like we are using the IM now, WhatsApp, Viber, Imo, all these things are called instance messaging services, right? So when you need to send the instant messages in between the people or the members, you should be a part of that community, right? So first of all, you have to like install that particular application or app, right? Then you have to make an account for that, right? And then only you will be able to operate inside it, right? So likewise, instant messaging is a good service to do the messaging, as well as nowadays we can have video conferences as well, but it's not a video conferencing tool, because for a video conference we should have more facilities inside it. Now the conference that you and me is involved in it is called the video conference, because we got the presentation tools, we got some facilities from that particular software, and we have the specific needs, or like the specific tools that we need to do the video conference. But when it comes to the instant messaging, it is very popular for chatting, right? So just sending and receiving the message, text messages, but still you can send the short videos or audios and pictures, right? So it can uh, do the video conference and the other things for some extent, right? But not as compatible as a video conference tool like Zoom, Teams, and all these things, right? It doesn't have that capability, but it is very potential to improve that particular software or an application uh, to become a video conference tool, right? But for the moment, we are just referring these things as instant messaging services, or like the instant messaging applications, right? So here are some examples. So you can identify by those from the trademarks of them, right? Like Tango, Skype, Viber. Yeah, WhatsApp is there. And like Talk Buddy, like MSN, Messenger, right? All those things can be taken as the instant messaging services, right? Okay, and when it comes to the video conference, the story is a little bit different. So there is a specific tools. There are specific tools which enable you to have a video conference with the other party, as well as to be an interactive, to involve in an interactive manner, right? So like 2 or more people will be able to connect with this. So then it is called a conference, right? Otherwise it's just a talk between 2 people, right? So when it comes to video conferencing, then you can see like we have a lot of tools like sharing the screen, which I am using, controlling the participant, mic and video controllers, right? Annotations, right? Uh, those things are there. There are a lot of facilities regarding a video conferencing, right? But instance messaging, it is there to take a data call or like a video call, but video conference is something that is being developed just for this particular task, right? And yeah, like I said, just remember, you are given the ability through the video conference, like see how many participants are there, to if you want to mark something on your screen, you can use the annotation. So they, likewise, there will be the facilities. And yeah, here in the latter part, it says what are the requirements that they need to have a video conference. So webcam, definitely, right? And the computers, internet connection. Without the internet, we won't be able to communicate, right? And the communication software, like it depends. It depends how you're going to like how we are going to use a particular thing, right? So as per your requirement, you will be given the things like if you take video conferencing tools these days, those are very popular, like Teams, MS Teams, Zoom, which we are using now, Google Meets, right? Even Facebook has a product called Room, as I remember, right? So likewise, many video conferencing platforms are there now. So all these things are a part of the internet, right? Not only www, not only the search engines, right? All these things are a part of, can be considered as a part of the internet, right? And social networks, I think you know better than me, like social networks is there to engage with the people, right? So now when we can't a particular let's say we won't be able to meet the people physically, like in this situation. Social media is a very good solution to have the social relationship, right? So there are ups and downs, like you can find many number of fakes account, right? So you don't know whether you are going to communicate with the correct person or not. But if those 2 parties are like concrete or like confirmed, then of course they can exchange any of the details with a very lower cost, right? And it is given us some social media sites, right? So just go through it, right? So you know, like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, Pinterest is there for pictures, right? It's a social media as well. And Second Life, I really don't know about that, right? It's a chance account. Okay, people, is it clear? Is it clear regarding the social network and the video conference as well as instance messaging? Yes, everyone, is that clear?
Yes.
Right, great. Okay, so let's quickly write these things down. So yeah, put the heading. Heading means like the third one. නේද අපි අංක දාලා ලිව්වේ මේක. එහෙම ලිව්වේ නෑ නේද? email එක විදිහටම අපි ලිව්වනේ. Right. So yeah. Yeah, so you can have this as a separate subheading, sending in instance messages, and you don't need to draw the particular diagram. Yeah, you don't need to. Right, and write these valuable 2 lines. Right. Let me know when you're done, people. All right. Okay. One is done. Are we? No. Just this simple one, people. Right? You don't need to write further than that. So are we done, people? Right, great. One is done. How about others? Okay, how about others? It's just a one single line, people. Yeah, regarding the video conference, write this as well. Okay, 2 are done. How about others? All right. Is there anyone still writing this? Okay. So let's move forward. So then, yeah, people, at the below, it's better you write these things. What are the requirements for a video conference? This will most probably be one of your questions because the present situation in the world as well as in Sri Lanka. Right, so write this. Right, are we done, everyone? All right, 2 are done. How about others? 3 are done. Is there anyone still writing this? Okay, so let's go to the social networks. Regarding social networks, yeah, write it over here and write down write the first 3 examples like facebook.com, Twitter, and YouTube as the examples of this. Okay, people, how about the situation? hello ළමයි මාව clearly ඇහෙනවද?
Yes.
right okay හිටපු ගමන් communication errors කියලා පුතාලා එනවා messages පොඩ්ඩක් clear නැති වෙලා යනවා නම් මට පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න right right okay so just a second. Right. So those are the facilities given by the internet, actually the services given by the internet when we are like to for the people to have those facilities, right? So now remember, it's not only the World Wide Web, which is www as the facilities. We got many other facilities like email, like sending instance messages, like in simple with the chat services, right? And video conferences, social network likewise, right? And cloud computing is actually is happening. It is also one of these services, but it is talking about a major area, covering about a major area of the internet services, like not the internet services, like the internet nature, right? So according to the service that the cloud computing is involved with, we have separate these services into three separate services, like in short form we call it IaaS, PaaS, and SA. So IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS කියලා අපි කියනවා, right? And the as well as the extraction infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and a software as a service, right? So now, when it comes to the cloud computing, remember it is basically talking about accessing the internet and using the internet space and the abilities to have or to receive some similar benefits that can be received from a computing device, right? So let's see what's actually how actually these things works, right? So in cloud computing, the first service is told as the infrastructure as a service. Now, infrastructure as a service means, now if you think about a standalone computer, right? So the computer that you are using, right? You should have a particular infrastructure to work with this. Like infrastructure means you should have a storage device to store your data. So basically every computer got a hard disk uh, to store the data where the user is giving the command as saving, right? And those are called infrastructure. So it's a place to store data, right? Likewise, if you are maintaining a particular network, you need firewall services, right? As well as if you are like managing a particular network, you need server space or like server computers kind of things, right? So those things are called the infrastructure, right? The best example that you can remember is that particular hard disk. Like when we save the things, there should be a device to save our particular data. So when it comes to the cloud computing, uh, it is providing us the infrastructure as a service. That means if we are using the cloud computer, we really don't need our storage devices to store the things, right? And we don't have to like specifically purchase firewalls or the server spaces for our needs, right? So instead of that, we can use the space of the cloud, that means the internet, to save the particular things, right? Now if you think about the Google Drive, it is providing you this particular facility, providing the infrastructure as a service. So now Google Drive is something that is related to the Gmail account. So likewise, there can be many different storage devices as well. So now here you can see this is my drive. So I'm keeping all my like all my means like not all. This has the capacity of 15 GB. So I'm just storing some important stuff inside the cloud. So this particular storage or the drive can be accessed from anywhere in the world, from any device, right? So we can actually, in most of the cases, like the threats that is there for a particular hardware device, like a hard disk, is eliminated when we are using this, right? Because actually we don't need to take care of that, right? Apiga computer, we have to take care of that. So when we are using the cloud computing, the infrastructure maintenance and all these things are done by the cloud. We are just using that, right? So the other service is called the platform as a service. Right now, platform means in most of the cases, we refer platform to indicate the operating system, right? But this is not only the operating system that they are talking about. So the platform means the major part is the operating system, and the other is like the programming language environment, like the Pascal, right? Databases and web servers kind of things, right? So these are called platforms, right? So we need an operating system to install all other softwares into it, and we need a programming language to code a particular program and to try those things, right? So like to execute and see whether our program is working properly or not. The programming language is there, right? The language environments, right? So database is there to store data and all these things, and those things need to be managed as well, right? So when it comes to the cloud computing, we really don't need a particular operating system, right? So now you may have heard about the Chromebooks, right? Chrome, Google Corporation, again, the product. It's a like simple terms, it's a laptop, but the operating system it contains is based on Chrome, Google Chrome, right? So what they're actually providing is like now Chromebook has some different operating system as well, but if you think about the concept, right, it is like this. Now this particular tab of mine, right? Now if this is staying as full screen, right? Hold on a second. Yeah. Now, if I do it like this, now you don't have the feeling that you are inside a tab. You have a search bar, and you have some structure. Now, this will give you the feeling that you are working inside a computer, right? So now the driver itself working as an operating system, right? So it can give me this folder structure, so I can maintain the folders. I have given the recently used things, right? I have a recycle bin, right? So different types of facilities, right? So uh, that is what we tell the cloud computing is giving us a facility called platform as a service, right? So this is my platform now. Right now, if we are using the Chromebook, we are having this particular experience. Now, in future, most probably the operating system will switch to this particular category. Like they may asking you to like access their own cloud, Microsoft, not a Microsoft cloud, right? Nowadays, it is not like that, but soon it will be, I think, right? So then the operating system will be free for you to purchase. Then you have to purchase the applications and all these things, right? So it's kind of a good technology, right? We really don't need to waste space or waste money. Waste means like invest money regarding a particular operating system and the infrastructure, all these things. Cloud itself is ready to provide that particular services. So two types of services are done. Now the last type is called software as a service, right? SaaS. Now, software as a service means again, like the softwares that we use, like word processing softwares, the presentation softwares, games, and all these things are now provided with the cloud as well, right? Now, if you think about the Google Drive again, if you go to this new button, you can see what are the applications that you can use. Google Docs is there, so working as a word processing software. Sheet is there, working as a spreadsheet software. Google Slides, Forms, and there are many. Google Drawings, that's for the drawing purpose, and Google Maps, right? Likewise, many different applications are there. So they are working as the softwares. So the best thing is we really don't need to pay for that, or we really don't need to install it. Paying is it is questionable, it's arguable. මොකද අපිට pay කරලත් app එකක් ගන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්, right? All the cloud services will not be free for you. But about the installation, we really don't need to. Right now, if we want to use the Google Docs, we don't need to install it. All we need is a window to access that, right? So we are not installing docs or sheets or anything. We just click on the particular software that we want to use, and we can just use it, right? There is no installation part for these things, right? So likewise, it is the third service, software as a service, which is given by the cloud computing concept, all right? Okay, so there are advantages and disadvantages. With that, the lessons is going to over. So I'll go through that, and let us write the things that we want, right? So regarding the advantages and disadvantages, lower software cost. Yeah. So either it is free or comparatively you have to pay less regarding the standalone softwares. Improve performance. Now improve performance will depend on the internet connection that you got, right? So it will be an advantage as well as the disadvantage will be there, because it requires a strong internet connection, all right? And fewer maintenance issue. Yes, so we don't need to take care of a device. Then api device එකක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා නම්, again we have to take care of that device as well, right? So in case a memory or a particular hard disk or a graphic card requirements, ඒ වගේ දේවල් තියෙනකොට we have to achieve them by ourselves. But when it comes to the cloud computing, if the facility is given for us, we can use that, right? And instant software updates, yes. So like we don't need to pay for the updates, or like we don't need to wait for a long time to do the updates. Since it is in the cloud, all the updates will be happen instantly, right? And regarding the disadvantages, again, as I told you, it requires internet connection, and internet connection, a good one. Good one means like uh, strength should be there, as well as the continuity should be there, right? And does not work well in low speed internet connection, as I told you, right? So that will sum up the lesson. So let's write about this cloud computing. So have the heading, people, have the heading cloud computing. And under that, Yeah, write down this, which defines defines what is the cloud computing, and then we'll directly jump into the subcategories. Let me know when you are done, people. Okay, one is done. How about others? Right. Okay, let's move forward. So it's better you write it like 1, 2, 3, using 1, 2, 3. So the first one is infrastructure as a service, right? Uh, yeah, it's better we write the entire thing, right? Because it describes what it is. Yeah, for the PaaS and SaaS, we have to write the same thing, people. So finish it off, right? Writing about the, so like we have to write the entire thing regarding platform as a service as well, right? So keep writing. Right, moving the screen a little bit up. I hope you people got the textbooks with you. So regarding the software as a service, you have to write this as well. So once you write that, keep the space to write the advantages and disadvantages at home so we can jump to the new lesson, right, which is the multimedia. People, let me know when you are done. Yes, is someone trying to ask a question? No, right, okay. All right, one is done, it seems. All right, how about others? Okay, so let's move to the new lesson. So people, you got a homework, please complete it. It's a small one, right? So have these advantages and disadvantages. And people, we are done with 4 lessons now, right? Actually 3 lessons, right? So like next one is a practical lesson, right? So we are not going to write much about these things. Like if we are going to write it, like most of the things is going to be at home for you to write. So I'm doing the practicals. There are like 4 types of softwares that we have to learn through this to how to edit a particular graphic that is used in the gym, and to how to create a particular animation using Jito, Vectorian Jito, and then a very small part of the sound engineering using the WavePad, not the WavePad, Audacity, right? Again, a small video editing software called Windows Media Player, right? So those type of things that you have to learn through this lesson, right? Okay, before that, any questions from the previous section? If you got any questions, you can ask, right? So I'm continuing the to the 4th lesson, which is use of multimedia, right? Which is a very popular sector, or a popular subjects in the ICT field, right? All right. So first of all, it is about the digital graphics, right? And there are little things that you need to learn about the digital graphics. Now, it's not a new thing for you. The digital graphics, we always use that, right? If it doesn't matter, like we are using a word processing software or some other software, or we always use graphics, right? But when it comes to editing the graphics, we won't be able to edit the graphics from every software we want, like not up to the way we want, right? Like if you think about a word processing software like Word, you are given some ability to edit your document, but uh, there are a lot of things that you can do or that you can edit when it comes to a graphic, but not all the abilities is given by the word processing software, because that software is there to process word, not to edit the graphics, right? So to edit the graphics, there are a lot of image editing softwares or the graphic editing softwares like Photoshop, uh, GIMP, right, and Illustrator, right, Corel Draw. There are a lot of, right. So we are going to learn about the GIMP software here, but before that, we are going to learn about some of the properties first about a graphic, because we need that uh, idea about a graphic uh, to have to take the maximum out of our graphic editing software, right? So these are the basic elements of a particular graphic, which is called the pixels, resolution, size, and the colors, right? So let's see what are these things, right? Now the pixel means this little dot that you can find on your screen regarding a particular image, right? And that particular dot contains a specific color. Right now, if you think about the screen that you are seeing here, it is a collection of millions of pixels. Right now, here in your textbook, they have given you a nice example. Like they have taken a picture of a flower, and they have magnified it like up to 3,200 percentage, right? Again, 3200 වාරයක් ලොකු කරාම. So you are seeing this small squares uh, which used to create this graphic, right? that ඔය picture එකේ බොහොම පුංචි තැනක් මේ ලොකු කරලා තියෙන්නේ 3200 වාරයක් ලොකු කරලානේ තියෙන්නේ, right? So this small tiny box is called the pixel. The මෙයාව මේ විදිහට නෙවෙයි අපේ ඇහැට මෙයාව පේන්නේ නැති තරම් පොඩියට තමයි screen එකේ තියෙන්නේ, but once it is been zoomed out, I'm sorry, zoom in, it will show you in the way, right? So one particular box is called the pixel. So collection of pixels, like it shows here, it is called a pixel array, right? So when you select pixels in a horizontal manner, just one row, it is called a pixel row, and in a vertical manner, it is called a pixel column. That is something very general, which we can understand. So remember, pixel is the smallest unit that we use in creating a particular picture. So picture contains many number of pixels, right? So now this pixel array, in here they have said something very useful. It says a digital graphic is an array of rectangular pixels called a bitmap, right? So this particular small place now, ඔය පොඩ්ඩ විතරක් නෙවෙයි, මුළු පින්තූරෙම ගත්තොත් අපිට තියෙන pixel array එකක්, right? It has several number of columns and several number of rows of pixels. So it is called pixel arrays. So image is nothing other than a pixel array, right? So now size of the graphic, right? So this majorly affects on the size of the graphic. So it depends on the number of pixels fits into that screen, right? So like in the description, as they say, the size of the graphic can be increased or decreased to fit into a computer screen or printing paper. In changing the size of original graphic, the size of the pixel is changed. When the graphic has a smaller number of pixels, its quality decreases when it is enlarged, right? So they have given a very nice example over here, right? So this is a small picture, so which has small amount of graphics, right? So when you enlarge it, picture is getting blurred very quickly, right? එතකොට අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි Google search කරනකොටත් we are given the option to select the small pictures, the medium-sized pictures, the large pictures, right? So when it comes to the large pictures, which means that picture is having a lot of pixels inside it, right? So when it is expanded or like zoom in, the quality of the picture is not significantly dropped. But when your picture has less amount of pixels, your quality of your graphic is going to be showing less when it is doing the enlargement, right? So here it says colors using the graphic are represented by the number of bits per pixel. So the unit is BPP, bits per pixel, right? So graphics which use more bits per pixel are higher quality, and vice versa gives you the less quality pictures. So if you got more bits inside a pixel, it will give you more colors, right? Or the high qualities. If it have low number of bits, so it is going to be low in quality, right? So yeah, this is the way it happens, right? Now, if you got only 2 bits in a pixel, it can represent only 2 colors, 0 or 1, right? So when it comes to the black and white pictures, a pixel got 2 colors, 0 or 1. And if it got 2 bits, it has 4 combinations, right? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. That means 4 colors can be shown. So increase of number of bits inside a pixel will allow you to indicate more colors inside it, right? That means your quality of the picture is being increased, right? Now, here what they have here they have explained how to calculate the colors per pixel used, right? So what you have to do is you have to take the BPP, bits per pixel, as 2 to the power, then number of colors will be there. So it is logical, right? Because here this is the now it says single bit over here. So single bit means only one particular bit. So 2 to the power 1 will give you 2 colors. And here the pixel has 2 bits. So 2 to the power 2 will give you 4 colors. So likewise, if your pixel use 5 bits, it can show 2 to the power 5 colors. That means 32 colors, right? So it's better you remember this, because these kind of questions are there in your MCQs as well as in the part 1 of your paper, right? I'm sorry, part 2, question 1 of your paper, right? Which is the compulsory one, right? So you will be able to find number of colors, right? Now, once the number of bits is given, which is used inside a pixel, you should be able to calculate how many colors can be represented. And if a particular color, number of colors are given, then you should be able to recognize how many bits that is going to be used inside a particular pixel, right? Yeah. Now, this represents how it happens. Now, this is when there is 1 bit inside a pixel, so only 2 colors, right? So it doesn't mean that it should be a black and white, any 2 colors, right? And if it is 4 bits, that means 2 to the power 4, 16 colors can be represented. When it comes to the 8 bits, it's 2 to the power 8, 64 colors will be represented. When it is 24 bits, that's huge, 2 to the power 24. Here it says 16.7 million colors, right? So if it is a 32-bit one, then yeah, 4,294 million, right? So like it's like 4 billion colors, right? So ඔයාගේ pixel එක number of bits ගන්න වැඩි කරන්න your image can be created as a much qualitier one, right? Okay, is it clear, people, how the number of bits inside a pixel help you to determine the number of colors in your particular pixel? Yes, everyone, confirm, please.
Yes, sir.
Right, great. How about others? Okay, so let's write down the important stuff here. So people have the use of multimedia, the heading. Yeah, and you really don't have anything important over here. Yeah. Yeah, it's better you write this. Drawings or images created with the use of computer graphics software are called digital graphics. That will be your first point. right? Then you can draw this small diagram at home. So please keep the space for that. Basic elements of a digital graphic, right? So once you are done with this sentence, keep the space to draw the diagram. Then let's write about the pixel. Yes, in there under the pixel, write this sentence, copy this. And this particular one. Let me know when you are done, people. Okay, one is done. How about others? And people, if you can have this picture onto your book, يعني මේකේ print out එකක් අරගෙන හරි මේක අලව ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් it will be much better, right? මොකද අපිට මේක ඇඳ ගන්න බැහැනේ, but it has a very clear details about the pixel, right? So if you can take a printout, just have a printout and paste it onto your book, right? That will be much better, right? All right. Are we done? 2 are done. How about others?
Done.
Right, okay. So regarding the size and all these things, let's take down by next week, right? So we'll continue from this point onwards. So we have to talk about the write down the things, and we have to talk about the resolution as well, right? So let's talk about those by next week. So get ready, people. We are going to do the practical. So we will write down about these qualities and the way they are going to relate. And then we jump into the practicals, which we are going to do using the GIMP, the graphical software, which is there right over here, right? So when I'm done with this, you can try it in your devices at home by referring the video as well, right? So give it a try, right? Because they are asking about the tools when it comes to the multimedia lesson, right? What are the tools and why we are using them, right? So to have an idea, you have to have the practice. Okay, so thank you very much for today, people. I'm going to end the session from this point, right? We'll meet you on the next Sunday for the same time. Thank you very much. Have a nice
Thank you
week.
so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Okay. All right. Have be safe,
Thank you.
people. All right, Dua.